Hwasa's Road and Ateez's On the Road share not only a similar title, but also the same guiding metaphor. Welcome back to Song Siblings, a series where I cover songs with interesting lyrical connections and differences. Today we're talking about Hwasa's Road and Ateez's On the Road. Both songs use the idea of traveling on a road to reflect on their career choices and where they find themselves in their journey. Beyond that core similarity, however, the songs feel quite different, especially upon first listen. Road is mostly an acoustic track, focusing mostly on the sound of the guitar and Hwasa's vocals. It's reflective and lonely, full of that heartbreak that it's found in so much country music. Ateez's song, on the other hand, feels like a true anthem, full of their layered chorused voices and a powerful sound. The two songs are very different lyrically as well, in ways that really tell us a lot about the artists. Both Road and On the Road delve into these artists' backstory, as well as looking ahead towards their future. And the differences between them can tell us a lot about both Hwasa and Ateez. Road is framed lyrically as if Hwasa is having a conversation with somebody who is trying to control or limit her. The lyrics share what others have said to her, as well as her response. During her last world tour, Hwasa explained that it is in reference to the many people in the past who doubted her success as an artist or wanted her to choose an easier career, and Road is her response to them. In the lyrics, she's choosing again and again to take her own path, even if it's harder, even if it's more lonely. The stripped-back music in the song, the limited production, emphasize that lonely individual feel. Throughout the song, the road metaphor is used to emphasize that Hwasa is going to make her own choices. The opening lines introduce the idea of the correct path, the easier path, one which Hwasa immediately rejects. She repeatedly tells us that she's not worried about going in her own direction. She's not worried about being lonely or facing difficulty. It's the idea of conforming to what everyone else would choose for her that truly scares her. Thus, the song is emphasizing Hwasa's individuality and her confidence in herself. The outro of the song is my favorite, and as the music picks up, Hwasa is again confidently proclaiming that she is unwilling to wait for what she wants. She is going to strike out on her own, confident that things will turn out for her. Road shows us the self-assurance and individuality that Hwasa has shown throughout her career. And it also shows us the price for those things. It shows us the constant criticism, the attempts at control, and the loneliness that she has faced. Hwasa is someone who has faced criticism for her entire career. As a girl, she was told that she was not pretty enough to become an idol, and that critique followed her throughout her career. There was much discussion over Hwasa leaving RBW to pursue her own solo career. She's often seen as too assertive, too sexy. In fact, in 2023, a move in one of her performances was assumed to be sexual, and she was actually reported to the police over it. Hwasa's whole career has been filled with this scrutiny, and Road grapples with that. It's not the first of her songs to grapple with this notion, but still showing us her determination to stay true to herself and to her own choices till the very end. In the last two lines, she sends a final message to those who would doubt her. She's going to take her own road, and if they want to be involved, they need to follow her. Road shows Hwasa reflecting on her past, but it also shows us a glimpse of her future. Hwasa remains determined to make her own choices and handle her career in her own way. But as we listen to that outro, we feel confident, just as Hwasa does, that wherever she's going is going to be good. As we listen to On the Road, we can tell almost immediately that it's going to have a very different feel than Road. The melody of the first verse quickly builds up to the anthem-like chorus and launches us into the jubilant tone of the rest of the song. On the Road is retrospective. We see the members looking back at specific difficult moments in their career and also just feeling a sense of pride at how much effort they put in, how much work, and how far they've come. On the Road has a pretty unique place in Ateez's discography from a lyrical themes perspective. It has a combination of a lot of themes that we see in other songs, but not necessarily together. It's a song of comfort and determination, which we see in songs like Castle, Enough. Those songs, however, are directed towards their listeners, whereas On the Road is directed towards Ateez themselves. We have songs like Turbulence and Deep Dive, where they explore the difficulties of their lives and careers. But On the Road is much more positive and uplifting than those. On the Road is also very aspirational, determined to keep going, like we see in songs like Silver Light and Utopia. On the Road has the same determination despite difficulty that we see in This World. But This World is framed as being within Ateez's lore plotline rather than being about the members' own personal career experiences. On the Road is a really satisfying combination of a number of different themes that we've seen spread out in other Ateez songs. The song sits at an interesting position, much of it focused on exploring Ateez's past, while at the same time viewing the present as a new start. And it's worth noting that the song does not view them starting over because they've reached their destination, but instead they can choose any moment on their journey to view as a new start, a rededication to continuing. My favorite lines in the song really emphasize that hard-earned confidence. In these lines, Mingi describes how Ateez has created a path for themselves with their hard work and belief in themselves. There's a cool play on the idea of carving or etching. As Ateez carves a new path for themselves, they also carve themselves into people's attention, into people's hearts. Other than the musical style, the biggest difference between Road and On the Road is Ateez's focus on togetherness. As we mentioned, Hwasa's song has a lonely, almost melancholy feel to it, as Hwasa is so determined to make her own choices that she's willing to leave behind anyone who doesn't support her. Ateez, on the other hand, are very focused on reminding us that they have walked this path as a group. Hongjoong celebrates not only his steps, but our steps. And we see this repeated a number of times where the emphasis is on 8 makes one team, the group as a whole. On the Road reflects Ateez's 7 years spent together. It celebrates their hard work, how far they've come, and also their determination to keep going as a team. The song feels like a public celebration after renewing their contracts, and the song's emphasis on them being sort of mid-journey reflects that. They have come far, but they also are determined to continue going even further together. Road and On the Road are quite different in their music and in their emphasis, but despite that, both songs have some striking similarities. Not only do they share the road metaphor, but they also use the idea of a dark road to indicate how uncertain the future is. Both songs also show the difficulties along the road, specifically people doubting or judging them, and their determination to continue despite that. Most importantly, both songs present the same solution for being faced with a difficult and uncertain journey. The only solution is to keep going. Neither artist have a specific, definite destination in mind. There's no promised land or stated treasure at the end of their road. It is staying on the road that, in and of itself, is success. Road and On the Road are both very specific to their artist and their artist's own lives and context. But they both use this road metaphor to remind themselves and remind their listeners how important it is to keep going despite challenges. Both songs are focused on providing that comfort to their artists, but they extend it to their audience as well, making them a great reminder for all of us that there is bravery and just keeping on.